Carp are classified as a pest species in Australia, and since the last major flood 2 years ago, the population has risen by more than 4,000%. But what can you do to stop this pesky pest?
Obviously destroy it, don't release it back into the environment, do that humanely as much as is possible. Don't just leave it gasping on the bank for 3 hours dying slowly. Kill it quickly, but remove as many as you can from the system.
Debate over how best to eradicate this problem from Australian waters is ongoing, and Professor Dean Gilligan from the New South Wales Primary Industries in Batemans Bay explains why.
Two of the sort of fundamental aspects of aquatic ecosystems, light and plants, disappear. Similar to things like beavers and elephants who, if they're in the environment, they fundamentally change the quality and the character of the habitats they occupy. So when carp move into a system or invade a system, pretty much the first impact that happens is that through their feeding strategy of sucking up sediments to sift out the organic material and the bugs from the mud, they expel that mud back into the water column, and within a very short period of carp coming into a system, the water becomes turbid.
This turbid, murky water damages the delicate food web of the native species of fish and makes it impossible for native plants to gain sunlight. The Centennial Park's Carp Management Program in Sydney CBD is committed to halting the spread of carp in their ponds. Tony Steiner is the Carp Management Coordinator.
The university's running a couple of programs here at the moment. One is simple carp management and trying to work out how in these particular waterways we have here, how the carp can best be kept under control and reduce the numbers down to the selected few that actually help us, as opposed to the heaps of carp that hinder us.
Mark Secombe, volunteer coordinator of the park, believes fishing smart, not hard, is the way to go.
If you take out the biggest of the carp, whilst they're not apex predators, taking them away, you avail the big ones, you avail more resources to the small ones. So you end up with a population structure that changes from a pyramid more to a square or a rectangle if you stop.
But Gilligan warns against this.
The logic seems a bit strange to me. I'm not aware that there's any evidence to suggest that larger individuals spawn less than smaller ones. In fact, I would probably vouch for the opposite, that a larger fish produces more eggs and therefore has the ability to recruit more carp into the system than otherwise. My recommendation would be remove every possible carp that you can.
The Carp Management Program encourages anyone to come down to the pond to fish and contribute to a worthy cause. The park caters to all types of groups, such as corporate social groups, the Fish for Therapy team, or anyone who feels like just having a fish. The park has tried other methods of removing the fish, such as electric shocks and mass culling, but they've found that a rod and reel works the best.
We found that angling is the best way to target the carp. We're using barbless hooks, which are very easy to roll back out of the mouth of an eel or a turtle. And for all we know, those eels and turtles go back and brag because they've got a new piercing.
A large-scale approach to carp management is currently being developed.
One of the ones that's showing the most promise at the moment is Koi herpes virus. It's a virus that's affecting carp right through the northern hemisphere where carp are highly valued. So we want to try and get approval and do all the studies that are required to prove that it would be safe to bring the virus into Australia and use it as a biocontrol tool.
The second step approach is the daughterless carp project. This research will make it possible to block the production of estrogen in carp and introduce a species of carp into the environment that has a bias of producing more male carp than female.
It was a blue sky, innovative project that had never been done anywhere before, and if it's made to work, it will pretty much revolutionise pest animal control, particularly for fish and perhaps amphibians like cane toads as well.
Once we do catch a carp, if it's under 3 kilos, we've adopted the New South Wales fisheries method for dispatching the carp, and that is a swift bang on the head with a large hammer.
Recreational fishers have the responsibility to stop the threat of carp on native Australian species. Will you do the right thing? James Bessenvale reporting for Get Hooked.